Blowhole. We reference Matthew McConaughey more than I feel like people should.
Dude, I love Matthew McConaughey.
Of course you
Hold on,
would.
hold on, hold on. Let's get through this and we'll have that
You
conversation when we get in there.
so fucking
Give me
would.
your hands. Ooh, I'm Jack to be here. Um, well, let's
This
let's
guy's.
just get right into this. Let's get into this.
Let's
Welcome
get
back
in.
to another episode of The Blowhole. As always, I'm here, Brian, with my co-host, my lovely, beautiful, long-haired
Ooh,
co-host, Dominic, or
that
as some
sounds
may call him,
nice.
Dinko.
It's
Um,
all in the back, not in the front.
Pua's hanging out in the background, chilling with us today because he's the man.
I don't know if you'll see
Um,
him in the edit, but but because it cuts it
um,
off a little, but yeah,
yeah.
but he's there.
I'm having a good day. Are you having a good day? How's your day going?
It's pretty good. I mean, I'm a little sleepy. I'm a little low energy, but I'm gonna amp it up today. And I'm apparently blue. I look a little blue in my recording.
You do look a little blue.
I do. I do.
Do you not have your light on?
I don't, but I'm kind of locked in right here. So moving might not here. I'll do this. This will fix it.
What screen you have on?
There we go. Boom.
Ta-da!
Fixed.
So what, before we started recording, what were you saying?
That you of course you would like Matthew McConaughey. You
Well,
seem like the type
okay,
of person
how
that
did
would
this
like
start?
Matthew
How did this
McConaughey
conversation start? Because I
because we
said, all
reference him
right,
too
all right, all
much.
right, and you said
Right.
that I or we reference him too
We
much.
reference Matthew McConaughey more than I feel like people should.
And and I said it's because I like Matthew McConaughey. I don't know. I think he's funny. I don't think I've seen a Matthew McConaughey
Funny?
movie that I wouldn't watch again.
Funny is not the word I would use to describe Matthew McConaughey.
I think Matthew McConaughey is funny.
I think the characters that he plays are funny.
Okay, that's fair, but have you ever listened to the podcast that he does, or like when he's
He
a
has
guest
a
on a podcast?
podcast?
No. He's been a guest on
No, I
podcasts. Like
was
I listened to a podcast with him and Theo Vaughn the other day.
why
What
are
a
they both
combination!
it's very interesting. I don't know. I just he seems not of the type of guy that I would want to hang out with.
Why? What gives you that feeling other than the joke that he made in that one movie about high school girls dazed and
No, no, no.
confused that kind of makes him look a little pedo-ish, but it was about the 70s. That's what they did in the 70s.
No, no, I'm not saying based off of any characters that he's played. He just seems like a not he seems like a preppy kind of guy, and I don't really mesh well with preppy kind of guys.
I don't even understand how preppy could be the word to describe Matthew McConaughey.
It's because he's too attractive. I don't trust. I don't trust people that are too attractive.
So if he
It's
was ugly, you think you would trust him more?
if he was, he doesn't even have to be ugly. Just less attractive, or at least in my perspective, more humble about his attraction. He doesn't seem. He's not very humble about how much he looks better than me.
Did he call you and tell you, "Hey Dom,
Yes.
I'm way prettier than you"?
We had a long talk over lunch. Me, him, Theo Vaughn. Yeah. Yeah. It was
Podcast opportunities that you're not telling me about. I see.
well, they were reaching out to me about like a project that they're working on. I might be in a movie with them. It's called
Okay.
it's called White Trash Bash. They needed a fat guy, so they reached out.
Did you know that Theo Von just had a movie come out with David Spade?
And isn't Drewski in it, or is that a
There's a
different
bunch of
movie?
fucking people in it.
Oh,
They've
okay.
got a
Then
bunch of
that's probably
cameos.
probably the one with Drewski too. That's pretty cool. Is it any good? Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it. I would see it just to
What's it
see if it's
called?
any good.
Theo
Bus Boys or
Von
something like that.
movie. Yeah, Bus Boys. I think this is this. No, no, this isn't the one I was thinking of. I was thinking of The Diggers.
I feel like I've seen that movie.
The Diggers is it's actually Shane Gillis, Theo Von, and Drewski, and it's about them owning a funeral home. That's the premise.
I feel like I've
Haven't
seen
seen
that.
it. Saw the trailer. Looked kind of funny. It did kind of look like a first project, like first movie project coming out of like YouTubers. It did kind of look like that, but it didn't look bad. And there was like some cameos in it or whatever. People love those.
Yeah. Hmm.
But you know who's not in it?
Who?
Matthew McConaughey.
Okay. I bet you it would have been better if he was in it.
Nah.
No.
No, that's unfair. My personal gripe with Matthew McConaughey has nothing to do with his acting potential because I think he is a pretty decent actor. I don't think he's like top tier or anything, but for what they ask him to do, I think he does well with. Like if you put Matthew McConaughey in a like super heavy topic drama role, I don't know if it would like I don't know if I would enjoy that.
I feel like he's had a dramatic role.
He probably has, but I'm talking like subject matter that's like super deep, not just like my daughter doesn't like me or something, you know.
He was in Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah, I know you and I've never seen it, but I know you like it.
I've never seen I don't think I've seen that movie. I've heard of this movie, but I've never seen this movie. I just looked up Matthew McConaughey dramas, and that's one of the first movies that popped
Uh,
up.
Well, I couldn't tell you if that was good or not because I've never seen it, and I couldn't tell you about his performance in that either.
Hold on, let's see. What did it get on Rotten Tomatoes? Dallas, no. It was widely acclaimed, holding a 94% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.9 out of 10 on IMDb. Hmm.
Well, I don't
All
trust
right then.
critics anyway, so I'd have to develop my own opinion, and maybe it'd be a good one. Maybe it would sway me. I like him in shitty comedies. That's what I like him in. I like him in Tropic Thunder. He's fucking awesome as the agent in Tropic Thunder. I like him in the little bit that he has in Wolf of Wall Street where he's like a comedy ish character. I like him
Yeah.
there. Um, I I like the movie Dazed and Confused, but like his character is kind of just like whatever. Like he's got the one line, but like that's kind of the only thing he's memorable for in that movie. Um, the pedo line.
Oh, man, I tell you, that's what I love about these high school girls, man. I get older, they stay the same age.
Yeah, that movie,
Chomo.
he wasn't a main character in the movie, but he was in the movie a couple of times. If
He
you
also
haven't seen
he's
it.
got the like "you cool man." He's got that line too. That's kind of a iconic line. Good movie. I can't watch it
Yeah, I
though. It
like
makes me
Dazed and
sad.
Confused. Why?
Dazed and Confused makes me sad because it's like there's a word to describe this feeling, but I don't remember what the word is. But it's like time lost of a time you didn't live in, and
Oh,
every time
like you wish you grew up in that era,
right, yeah, I wish it was like that
missing a
time.
time that you were never around for.
Right. There's a word
Hmm.
for it, but I don't remember what the word is. But yeah, that. So I really like the movie, but every time I watch it, I'm like, damn, I got this like fucking doom brick in my hand, and they're out like chilling in the fucking woods with their cars. I don't know.
Dude, that's one thing that I'm so glad that our generation still got to experience was when we were younger, most people didn't have their phones on them all the time. And then
Yeah.
even as we got older and they did have their phones on them, it wasn't like now where you had Life 360 and was easy
Yep.
to track the phone. So you
Yep.
could tell your parents you were going here and really go here. And then if you made it home in time, they had no fucking idea unless somebody else in town that they also knew your parents told them that you weren't there.
Yep.
Now, bro,
And it
it's
was
it's it's literally a tracking device in in their pockets.
and like we had them, but we didn't like weaponize them. Like I feel like a big reason why kids nowadays don't like have crazy parties. Like, sure, they probably do some underage drinking and smoke some pot or whatever, but like, I feel like they don't have fucking ragers because someone's gonna record you doing something stupid and
And
everybody's
it's
gonna see
gonna
it.
go on the internet.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's gonna go on the internet, and
I
you're
feel
gonna.
I feel like we grew up in a time where we all use the internet, but all of us knew that if somebody posted something, either one of us or all of us were getting our ass whooped.
Right.
So it was kind of like an unknown, and most people, there might have been pictures taken, but they were never posted nine
Yeah, it
times
was
out of
an
10.
unspoken agreement that we were
Hmm.
all in on it. Yeah, which I don't feel like
Dude,
maybe I'm not a fucking kid nowadays. I don't fucking know. Maybe that's
yeah,
not true at all, but it seems that way with like, my
the
wife's
younger people
younger.
that I know.
Right. I'm trying to
Um,
specify the younger people that I know so it doesn't sound like I like I just
yeah,
know
cousins,
young people.
siblings, things like
Right.
that.
Yeah, family members. Yeah, younger family members. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, maybe, who knows? I guess I wasn't really, but like, if I had a cousin or an uncle who was my age and I was 15, 16, 17 years old, I'd probably be telling that uncle or cousin about the things that I'm doing, considering they probably did the same things more recently than my parents were, and they're probably
That's a
not
good
going to
point.
snitch on me.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That is a good point. Um Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just old and disconnected and don't know about the crazy rager parties that kids have nowadays.
My school used to have a rule that if you were like on a sports team or if you went I don't remember if it was I remember if it was specifically for sports teams, but I don't know if they suspended you if it was a regular student. I can't remember that part. But anyways, if there was a picture that got posted and they found it of you holding a red Solo cup at a fucking party, you could get kicked off the team that you
What if
were
I got
playing
Capri
for.
Sun in that bitch? What are you talking about? What if I got Capri Sun in there?
That they did not give a
What?
shit.
That's kind of dumb. I don't
I
really
thought it
agree
was
with
stupid
that.
as fuck.
I think it's cool to like, or not cool, but you should try and hold kids responsible for not being stupid. But just a picture of a solo cup, that seems
Yeah, they don't know.
so easy to like were you having like an actual like cool like chill party where like you weren't doing drugs or alcohol, and then like people are like, oh, I've got 2 liters of Coke, hold on, let me go grab my family's glassware set so that people also I could still make a rum and coke in a glass, and you'd still think it's a fucking coke.
Yeah,
I don't.
I don't understand. I don't know if anything. I think there was one instance where somebody actually got in trouble because it was guaranteed that they were drinking whatever they were drinking, whatever the case
Sure.
was. But I don't think it ever really got used. I think it was just threatened, and I think it was more so to keep us be like, "Hey, quit fucking posting shit on Facebook, stupid." Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Very dumb. A little. And I had something that about childhood as well. Going a little further back to recess times. Did you? I mean, you grew up in a smaller town. You had a smaller school, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Was it near any forests or anything?
No, our schools were in the middle of a cornfield, like literally a cornfield all around
Okay.
it.
Mine was very similar, maybe a little more wooded area, but cornfields and stuff as well. Um, but we had a recess, right? And we had the playground, and then there was a giant field that would separate the playground and the high school from the grade school,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
And I would always be hanging out in the field with my little friend group, um, and playing whatever game we were playing at the time, throwing a
yeah.
ball or whatever. Um, but I remember one day we're all out on the recess, we're all playing, doing our thing, and then I'm hanging out in the field, which is like the furthest distance from the school, basically, right? And I see a deer like starting to come towards us. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool, a deer. And it like gets a little closer, and for whatever reason, it just like takes off past me towards the playground.
Hmm.
And all the other kids start to notice that the deer is running to the playground. And some of the girls are like, ah, deer, and they're running away or whatever. But then, like, probably 80% of the rest of the schoolyard just decides we're going to chase the deer. And so there's there is a mob of children, and I'm no better. I was in that mob of children. There's a mob of children chasing this poor deer across the entire recess grounds until it eventually
Kill it!
yeah, I don't even know what our plan was if we were going to get to it. I don't know if anyone had an idea of what we were going to do if we caught it.
There's
But we were
there's one kid at the front of that with a really sharp wood chip that's just gonna jump on its back and stab the shit out of it.
it's very possible, but for whatever reason, we just mob mentalityed this poor deer and chased it to the schoolhouse, like to the actual school building,
Hmm.
um, until like we basically have it cornered, and like right before we have it cornered, it just slams into one of the doors to get into the building, like full on
My
smacks its
fucking
face
god.
into the door. And then we're all just kind of like standing around it as it's getting its bearings back, because there was like blood on the door, like it full on fucking ran into this door. And it gets its bearings back, and we're all just kind of standing around it having like no idea what to do. And then of course the like teachers or whatever that are watching us are like yelling at us to get away from the deer. um but we're just all surrounding it, and then it just like run like starts to run towards us to like get away, and we all just scatter, and then it runs off. um and that was my recess deer story.
There's a TikTok that I've seen a couple of times now, and it's like what girls do during recess, and it's kids swinging and playing on slides and stuff, and then it says what the boys did during recess, and it's NFL football teams coming out of the tunnels.
Yeah, yeah. Drinking dope turned me to a superhero. Yeah.
And it makes me laugh every single time because when I moved in 5th grade and went to a new school, that was like what we did. There was one group of people who were all friends who played on one team, and one group of people that were all friends that played on another team. And we had like a legitimate rivalry, it felt like. Like we did not like the other team. Like we were not friends. We weren't in the same class together, like nothing. And
Nice.
like I remember everybody would wear jerseys to school all the time, and like you were wearing, most of the time you were wearing the jersey for the position of the person that was the position that you were going to play in this game that we were playing at recess. And
Got
I
it.
just like we went all like as far as to keep track of who was winning the games, like we were going through a season. And then at
Right,
the
right.
end of the year we played, because there was no other teams to play other than the two of us. We
Right.
had like a Super Bowl outside during recess, because it was
Nice.
they let us go outside and play in the snow. It was just,
Nice.
it makes me laugh though, because that's what it felt like as a kid, because we had this long walk to go down to like where the playground was and where the field was. And I
Yeah.
just remember being in a group of kids, everybody wearing some random football jersey, and everybody's all hyped up. It's just, it's what it felt like, you know? It's
That's
funny.
awesome. That is awesome. So yeah, that does seem like what it feels like. Yeah, would be a football intro, especially for you.
Yeah,
That is
it was
awesome.
good times. Football and Foursquare, man. Foursquare was the shit for whatever reason.
I never played Foursquare. A lot of people talk about it. Never played it. Don't even know how to play it. But a lot of people
I
said good things.
So for a short period of time, I worked for the YMCA. And my job, I never went to the Y. I worked for an after school program that was ran at the Y, that was at my local, or like at my elementary school in my area.
Right.
Oh my goodness. And so I get there, and there's two other people that work there who either graduated the school that I went to and I know of them or I've seen them, or they go to school with me. And I get there, and basically what our job was, it was give the kids the snack that's provided. If it's nice enough out, take them outside and let them play basically the whole rest of the time until their parents come. Or help them. There's a homework time for like an hour where you can help them with homework and do stuff like that, and then they go outside, whatever the case was. Well, there were four Foursquare places, and there was always games going on there, but there was one guy that I worked with who would not let the children win. He just wouldn't.
That's
He was
awesome.
he The worst part was he was the oldest one who worked there. Like he was
That's
graduated.
so fucking awesome.
And what like, and one time we're standing there and I was like, "Yo, dude." Or so we were playing a tournament because he would organize these tournaments for the kids, which was kind of cool because they liked
Yeah,
it. It was
that's cool.
fun.
Sure. I'm sure they did. Yeah.
Um, and he got really serious and like got me out, and I was just like, whatever, cool. So I was standing there and I was like, dude, why are you so serious about this with the kids? He's like, I take Foursquare serious. And I was like, you're you're almost 20 years old. Let the fucking kids win.
That's
Like,
so
come
fucking
on.
awesome.
It,
This guy
it was like he
rocks.
it was like he created the tournament
Just so
so
he
that
could
he could
win.
win the tournament. Yeah.
That's so fucking awesome. This guy rules. That's
And I
sweet.
will say, now that I think about it more, it makes sense for the type of person that this person
Yeah,
was,
sure.
and
Sure.
probably had never really won anything in their their
Ah,
life, which
okay.
no shame there, whatever.
Making up for
But
lost time. Got it.
yeah, he was fucking 4-time or 7-time fucking elementary school champion of Foursquare
That's when
at
you
20
should
years
have
old.
that's when you should have joined one of the other teams and made it your goal to dethrone him in the tournament. Had this rivalry going on. Just pick out the best kids you could find and be like, no, we're forming a new team. They'd be like,
There
well, I
was
want
a
to play
couple
with Jimmy. Fuck Jimmy, he's bad at the game.
there was a couple kids that were actually like really fucking good at Foursquare. Like I didn't know you could be that good at Foursquare, but
Oh
he was
shit.
better.
That's
Apparently.
pretty sick. That's pretty sick.
Um Also, as I remember, kids love to make up their own rules as the game goes on, but
Of course.
that's part of being a kid.
Naturally. Yes, naturally. Just like kickball, having rules that aren't part of the kickball rules.
Kickball. Did you know they don't play dodgeball anymore in school?
Yeah, it's been that way for a while though, hasn't it?
Yeah. That builds character.
We played dodgeball, but my school was pretty gay and didn't let us use like the kickball dodgeballs. We had like these
we used the
soft,
squishy foam ones.
Yeah,
Dude, but I will say, if you get one of those rolling and smoke somebody in the face, they fucking hurt.
Oh yeah. And they had a couple different size ones too. They weren't like super varying, but they had like a bigger one, medium one, and a small one. If you got one of those small ones and fucking whipped that bitch, it would hurt.
Yep.
You could definitely smack somebody around with it.
Dude, I remember we were playing dodgeball in school, and not dodgeball, but a version of it, and one of my friends was on the other team, and I saw him like running over to grab a ball, and he was super vulnerable, and I loaded up, like full brought it back and just completely loaded up to throw it at him. And as soon as I got to full extension and released, this other chick runs right in front of it, like perfect head height, and just smokes her and takes her out. Like it.
That's awesome.
She was, from the point that it left my hand to where she was when it hit her, she was probably 6 feet from it. So she got blasted by this fucking throw, because it was meant to hit my buddy who was all the way in the fucking corner. You know? I felt
close quarter.
I felt so bad. I was like,
That's
fuck.
awesome.
And it was a girl who wore glasses, and it like knocked her glass. I felt so fucking bad. I felt like such a dick. I was like, I'm so sorry.
That's funny. I'm sure she didn't care that you were sorry either. She's like, fuck you.
No.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's so funny. Not entirely related to this, but we have to take 5. I have to piss like a racehorse. It's
Oh my god.
I have to piss, dude. I have to piss. I'll be right back.
If this was a car,
tell a story.
I'd be so mad. If we were going somewhere,
we're not
in a car together
we're
right
not
now,
in a
I'd
car.
Be so fucking mad.
We're not in a car. I didn't have to pee before I left because my bathroom's fucking 20 steps away. Tell him about
Go.
Now I don't want to. Now I don't want to. Now I don't want to because you're telling me to. Okay? I'll ruin my bladder just because you told me to go. So that now we're not going. No, that's not true. Tell him a story.
Go now,
right
so
back.
that in 20
tell him a story. I'll be right back.
A story. This is shit. Once upon a time, there was a guy, and that guy's name was Tiger Woods, and we'll call him Woods for short. And Woods was really, really good at this game. Like, probably one of the best at this game. Well, Woods, the guy, but Woods ends up doing really good and winning a bunch of stuff and getting really rich. And then at some point throughout there, he got married. And at some point throughout that time, Woods' wife found out that he was not being faithful. And so she then took the object that they used to play the game and threw it through the windshield or back windshield of his vehicle. The end.
Lovely story from Bryan. Lovely, lovely story from Bryan. We love to hear it. I think that that story was endearing, dramatic, and really makes you think about the fragility of the human experience.
It was none of those.
Oh,
None of those.
well, I tried. One of
Do you
my
drink Red
topics,
Bull? Oh shit. Okay. Fuck, I wasn't prepared for that to go that smoothly.
yeah, I have it's empty. It was from yesterday.
What's your
But
favorite flavor of Red Bull?
I that's hard because I definitely like jump around a lot. But I think my favorite one, if I had to choose, was is probably the coconut one. Big fan of the coconut one.
So I saw a thing the other day that said what flavor is original Red Bull? And before I even
Red Bull.
looked at the comments, my first thought was energy. It's just what energy tastes
Just what
like.
energy tastes like. That's
That's the
dope.
flavor is just energy. Um,
What is it
but
supposed to
the
be? Is
reason
there an answer?
I've I don't think and none of the answers that I saw in there like nobody really agreed, so I don't know if there's a legitimate answer. But that's why the reason I say that is because I like the watermelon one, but I think my favorite one is the original. I like the original Red Bull.
Um, does not appear that it has a like publicly stated flavor.
That'd be an amazing idea if fucking Red Bull just put put flavor energy on it. That'd be savage. This is
That would
what
go
energy
pretty
tastes
hard.
like.
It appears that that people just say like the most descriptive word would be just candy, which I guess I kind of get that. Candy kind of makes sense. It does kind of taste like candy, but what candy then if we're just going to call it candy?
Yeah, there's a lot of different types of candy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like it. I like the original Red Bull flavor. Um, remember back in the day, people used to say that there's bull piss in it,
Bull semen.
bull semen, whatever. But
Yeah, I
why?
do remember
Why?
that.
Why? Why would
I
they
don't
say
know.
that?
I have no idea.
Such a silly rumor to spread.
You know that somebody sued Red Bull because it didn't legitimately give them wings, and then they had a whole thing where like if you signed up and said that you bought Red Bull, that they'd send you a free pack or like a coupon for a Red Bull.
Isn't that just a class action lawsuit?
Yeah.
Why? Well, I know why because people are just scammers, but such a silly thing. Like, of
And
course, it's not going to give
that's
you
why it's
wings.
Red Bull. That's why now it's Red Bull gives you wings. Why it's like all stretched out like that when they write it in the like on the commercial.
Nah, I bet that's not why.
That's why.
Nah, I think that's just marketing. I don't think because if you unless the lawsuit says they have to make it not say that it gives you wings.
Because the I think now don't quote me on this, but I think it was saying that it was like too direct. Like if you drink this, it will give you wings. And then if
Oh,
now in the commercials they make it more of a joke. So it's very
hmm.
unserious of it's not gonna give you wings. I mean obviously it wasn't gonna fucking give you wings, but
You know, what will give you wings, audience. Methamphetamine, smoked methamphetamine. It'll give you wings, and then jump off a building.
what the fuck?
What?
That was some random shit.
No, it's true. Try it. Get
I'm
back to me.
good.
No, this is for the podcast. It's for research for the podcast.
I'm good. I'm all right.
All right, fine.
That's all you.
Fine, fine, fine. Um, since this is kind of like the reminiscing over things when we were children and stuff. It's really smooth transition here. This is a short one probably because I can't imagine there being a much explanation for this. But when I was a kid, I had a friend, as kids do. Not all kids, I guess. Sorry if you weren't one of those. But I had a friend, and I was never like a super um, edgy. Edgy might not be the right word here, especially given the context. I was never really a super edgy kid or like knew all the like things from like a young age. Like I wasn't like in the loop, sort of. So I kind of would take, as most kids probably did, I would take what my friends would say and be like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense. So that's got to be the case." So I went on for a long time thinking that what my friend told me was the case because we were pretty young. I was over at his house or whatever, and his dad asked us to help him with something or whatever. So we went, or we didn't go right away because we were playing a video game. And then his dad like yelled up at us like, "Hey, stop slacking off and come help us with this thing." So whatever, we help him with the thing, and my friend comes back and and we go back to playing games and he's laughing. I'm like, What's so funny?" He's like, he said slacking off. It made me think of jacking off." And I'm like, what's jacking off? Like I don't know. So he told me that jacking off, he did say it was cranking the hog, but he said it was exclusive to doing so while at work. So I can't. So for like probably like a year and a half until I like said it, and somebody was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Probably for like a year and a half, I thought that people at work were just jacking off, and I'm like, "Wow, I didn't know that was a thing that people did at work." Until I
I can't
probably
wait to be an adult.
right. I'm gonna be an adult. I'm gonna be
I want a
jacking
job
off
right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so for a long time, not a long time, but like a year, I probably thought that people jerked off at work.
Somewhat similar story of a friend telling me what something meant that was absolutely not what it meant. Fuck, I was young. I was probably in third or fourth grade,
Yeah.
and my friend's like, "Man, I gotta take a jizz," and I was like, "Take a what?" And he's
Hell
like, "I
yeah.
gotta take a jizz," and I was like, "What does that mean?" And he's like, "It's like taking a pee." He's like, "You gotta take a jizz." I was like, "Okay, cool. That's a cool way to say pee."
That is pretty cool way to
So,
say P, you're right.
uh, so like 10 minutes later, I walk up to the teacher and I had to go to the
Oh
bathroom. And I was
no.
like, I was like, Miss, whatever her name was,
No.
can I, can I go to the bathroom and take a jizz? And
No.
she turned around and she's like, what? And I was like,
No. No.
I was like, can I take a bathroom pass, go to the bathroom, take a jizz? And she's like, you can ask me correctly. And I was like, I did ask correctly. And she's like, no, you can ask correctly. I said, can I go to the bathroom and take a pee? She's like, yeah. And then she never called my parents. She never said anything about that. But once I got older and learned what it was, I was like, oh shit. Oh
That's
shit.
that is that's way better than my story. Holy shit, that's awesome. That's so fucking good. Oh, oh wow. I need to reel back from that one. Oh, that's good.
What
That's
the
good.
fuck was that?
Speaking of jizz, since this is the poo poo fart podcast, poo poo fart jizz podcast. I think I asked you this after the episode last week, but I didn't. We didn't elaborate on it because it felt like it could have been something that we talk about. Um, is Brazzers cool anymore? I feel like because I remember back in the day.
Wait, what?
Because no, hear me out. I remember back in the
Okay.
day. I remember back in the day, like there was definitely a very different porn culture. Like being like a teenager in like high school and maybe a little. No, it was definitely like a little bit before high school for me. Um, and like if somebody had access to a Brazzers subscription, that was like the dopest shit that you could get. That was like everyone was like, "Holy shit, this guy has access to Brazzers." And I feel like that's probably not the case
I guess
anymore.
I don't ever really remember any of my friends, anybody that I know having one.
I
I
think
think it
the
was always
instance
just like
was
something that was always in intros to things and stuff like that, and you're like, you could go look through what they had, but you couldn't ever watch. And I guess yeah, that was kind of the holy grail at the time.
right, exactly. That was the Holy Grail. And I'm pretty sure that one of like I don't even think he was my friend, but just like a classmate. Like a rumor was spreading that his dad uh didn't log out of his Brazzers. So the kid had full access to Brazzers because his dad didn't log out of it. And he was
Okay,
telling
no,
us
wait,
all
wait.
about it.
Now imagine this shit. You're a dad.
Yeah.
You have an account that you leave logged in on your computer, right? That
Al-
somehow
already
either you're
already you're a fucking madman. But
yeah, already you're nuts because your kid automatically knows more about electronics than you. So,
right.
but you leave, come back whenever you come back and log and get into your account. And you see that your history has 37 videos that were not watched by you
That's
on that
so
account.
true.
What
But
what are you doing? What is your response to that? Do you just leave it? Do you not say
yeah,
anything?
that's our
Or
that's our fucking secret. Cuz I can't call you out because then I have to admit I have a Brazzers account and then, your mom's going to get mad or whatever. And then she's also going to get mad because you found it and we're
Mhm.
watching it. So she's going to be mad at you and she's going to be mad at me. So that's our fucking
But she's gonna be
secret.
more mad at me because I
Right.
just should have logged out of the motherfucker.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so that's definitely, we're taking that one to the grave. We could talk about it when he's like 20 or something and we could laugh about it then,
Remember
but
that time, Dad?
right, right. Yeah, yeah. No, it's yeah, not calling him out there because that takes us both down. Yeah. So, the conclusion to the story is Brazzers probably isn't cool anymore. I mean, with OnlyFans and all of the plethora of pornography out there, I'm sure that Brazzers is not the gold standard anymore.
Yeah, I mean, did you know that Missouri banned Pornhub?
Yeah, yeah. I think they weren't the only state. I think there was like one or two others that did it.
Mm-hmm. They've
Yeah,
taken
that's
down big porn.
taking down big
Did you know that
porn.
OnlyFans was originally supposed to be like an actual content-based thing, not
Yeah,
chicks selling pictures of their puss?
yeah, yeah. Should we do an OnlyFans but use it for its intended purpose and just like upload members exclusive shit to it and people be like, why do you guys have an OnlyFans? We're like, what do you mean? We
Dude,
do content on there.
that would be fucking hilarious,
Yeah, we should
actually.
do that. We should do
Instead
that.
of a Patreon, we do an
Yeah,
OnlyFans.
hell yeah, dude. That'd be sick. That'd be sick. I'm totally down. I actually think we should
Yep.
do that. I'm writing that
Yep, that's
down.
actually gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm writing that down. Um, you have a topic because I feel like I need to break up that something needs to happen before I bring up my final one.
Um, not really.
Not really.
Weird.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything specific that I wanted to talk about at this point.
You didn't have any like geopolitics to bring up. You didn't have any global
Uh,
global politics to weigh your opinion on.
no,
Come on. Romans or
I'm good
Persians?
on. I'm good on that one.
Romans or Persians?
feel like I had something that I thought of that I wanted to bring up in the podcast today, and I am totally blanking on it, and I should have wrote it down. What the fuck was it?
Uh,
Oh,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
remember.
I killed the compiler.
On Marathon?
Yeah,
Shut up, nerd.
I did. I killed the final boss.
Shut up, nerd.
I
Shut
killed
up,
him. It was
nerd.
sick. It was
Shut up,
awesome.
nerd.
It was super cool.
You're a
I got a,
nerd.
I got a skin for my character for it. It's really cool.
You pay to play.
That's not what. No, I
You
did.
pay to win.
I paid. Yeah, I paid when I bought the game, but I there's no. I didn't get any benefits for that.
Did you see that game that I sent you the other day where you are smuggling for the
You-
cartel?
You love friend slop games, and it's so cute. You love friend slop. It's so funny, and
What is
I will
friend
play.
slop?
Friend slop is the very obvious, like, I'm gonna make a game that's like socially based but has enough mechanics behind it that it's engaging. So, and I'm gonna make it so that you can't really play it unless at least 2, but ideally 4 people are involved. So that way, instead of one person buying the game, I get 4 people to buy the game all at the same time. That's friend slop. Like, I don't know if you've seen RV there yet. Which is just a game where you play as really, really short guys, like 3 foot tall, and they're trying to navigate an RV through a mountain, and they can't like see over the dashboard, so you have like one guy trying to tell you where to go and one guy doing this. Yeah, so it's friend slop, and like schedule 1, I would be. It's not quite friend slop, but it is still in the same vein because you don't have to play it with other people, but. And like that climbing one. You seen the climbing one? Probably seen that.
No.
That one was pretty popular. But it's a mountain climbing one, and you play it with your friends and all that. Friend
But
slot.
yeah, you can like change your plane, and you can. I think it'll be cool.
I'll play
We
it
always
with you.
we always play with fucking 2 to 4 people, and
It's fair.
half the time, because I'm so fucking video game ADHD, it takes finding something that is weird for me just to sit down and play for hours. I don't understand why Marathon got me, because traditionally or historically I'm not good at FPS games by any means.
No,
So
but
it makes
there's
no
like
sense.
it's like a little bit. There's like a little bit more to it than it just being like an FPS game, which probably dragged you in. Like
Yeah.
the gambling with gear thing, where you're gambling your kit to maybe get more shit. The hero shooter part, meaning like you've got abilities, it's not just pure gunplay. That part probably helped bring you in a bit. And that it's a little, not a whole lot, especially now that people have learned it. It's a little slower than other FPS games. It's not like Tarkov slow,
Yeah.
but it's comparison to Call of Duty, it's slow, But that's probably why I brought you in. We should, yeah, we'll do a video series of us smuggling drugs.
Yeah. We'll put it on the OSN page.
Unless it's shit, unless the game is shit, which has possibility to be.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the
Yes,
thing
it
with
does.
friend slop.
It's either really cool or terrible. What
Yeah,
was
it's either
that
really-
one game that we played that the mechanics were so bad for like driving and shit, and it would like throw you around, but it was funny, and it worked well enough that you could get over it because it was fucking hilarious. It was that zombie game.
Fuck, what's that game called? It's not Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive is a single player game. State of Decay, I think.
State of Decay.
I think that
you
was
are
the one.
correct.
Yeah. Which yeah, it was kind of shit, but fun enough to keep my attention for a little bit there. I'm just gonna hold my microphone. I wanted to adjust. My back was starting to hurt the way I was
Am I a
sitting there.
podcaster yet?
You're not a podcaster until I don't know, to get Theo Vaughn on your podcast or something. Now you're just a guy talking to himself in his computer room. Actually, you're talking to me, so I guess you're not by yourself at least.
What's the craziest thing that happened in your middle school? Like something that people talked about forever, like was
Well,
a
that one girl
huge deal.
herself.
Whoa. Okay. Whoa. Wow.
What? You asked
Oh.
for the craziest thing that happened. That's pretty fucking crazy, I'd say.
Yeah, that's not.
Were you thinking something of more of
Fuck.
like a comedic vein or like something?
I mean, you answered the question. That's an
Yeah,
answer to the question.
right.
Um,
I don't see what I did wrong.
nothing. I shouldn't have asked that question. I should have known that something terrible was going to come out of that question.
Okay, let's try and reel it back here and think about things that aren't horrible that was crazy that happened in my middle school specifically or just in my school career.
I guess just school career.
If you have something in mind, you go first because I need to think. I can't. What comes to mind are like fights and stuff, but that's not like it's not very
We had a
interesting.
couple like I wouldn't say like one of the crazier things was the kid who was all high my freshman year and tried to punch out my principal and assistant principal and then tried to punch out a cop and she tased him and a
Nice.
bunch of fucking people saw it. That was kind of crazy and funny.
So that's a fight. That's in the same vein as fight. So I was thinking that I was
And
on the right
then
track.
specifically when we were in middle school, like 5 people got caught with weed. And at the time, this was 8th grade. I got asked by somebody. They're like, "Dude, do you want to buy some of this weed with me?" And I was like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah.
Like you we're at school. They're bringing it to school to sell it to you. Like I don't want any part of that. Um I was like, y'all are gonna get caught. So the story for this goes, and it's not my story, but I know a lot of people who were involved in the scenario. Um, they all split it, bought it from somebody in our class, and then um, the one kid had it in his locker, and he had it hidden in like his deodorant. Like he pulled the deodorant out of it and stuffed it in the bottom and then put the deodorant in it, or maybe he just put it in the cap. I'm not
It's pretty
100%
creative.
sure on that. But he was showing everybody.
Of course.
And so it comes to like halfway through the day and they call a lockdown and you can see the dogs going through the school. And they had us locked down for, dude, when I tell you, it was probably an eighth of weed at the most. Like at the absolute most, I bet it was an eighth.
Call in the DEA. Get the DEA in here.
They had us shut down for like the rest of the day. Like we were in the same classroom until school got out. And then like completely fucked up every student's actual learning throughout the day for the rest of the day because of this. And like we're questioning these kids like they were going to spend the rest of their life in prison. It was just absurd. But the kid who was telling everybody snitched on the whole group because he got caught. So then he said everybody else's name that was included in that. And
what a little
I'm
rat.
glad that I was not.
Yeah, what a little rat. Good foresight you had there. That is it's pretty crazy to make that big of a deal over a little bit of weed. I guess like obviously you wanna make an example and make sure that other kids don't think it's okay, but that is quite impressive that they went to such a length. I accidentally brought weed to school
The
once.
the next time the next time you see our mutual friend, ask him about
I will. I will. Good old Jason. Love that guy.
it.
Jason Goldstriker. It's his full name. Lives in
Doxed.
Chattanooga, Indiana. Where's Chattanooga?
Tennessee?
Chattanooga, Tennessee. That's where he lives. Yep, that's where I live. Um, I accidentally brought weed to school once. I don't. I
Did you
don't.
really?
Yeah, it was not on purpose. I had some weed in a bag. I think it was my sports bag. Yeah, I think it was my sports bag, and I brought my sports bag to school for sports. And I don't remember how I discovered that I accidentally had some weed in there, but I did, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm fucked, dude. I'm fucked." So I took it
The
out
day
of.
that you have it is always the day that something happens.
Well, luckily, the story's not super interesting, other than me getting extremely paranoid, taking my sports bag out of my regular locker, and taking it with me to gym class, and then stashing it in a random gym locker, um, that I wasn't mine or wasn't anybody's, and I just stashed it in there until the end of the day, and then at the end of the day I went back in there and yoinked it, never got caught, got very lucky. Um,
Hmm.
it smelled like weed too. I think that's what tipped me off. Was that like I opened my actual locker, like my regular locker, and I was like, "Oh no, that does not smell good." Well, it did, but
I completely forgot about this until right now. When I was in high school, we had this kid who like made himself out to be this big coke dealer. And
oh,
I don't know if he ever actually was or if he wasn't, but there was the it was my freshman year. We were in ag class, and I was sat all the way at the back, and he was sitting next to me, and he was cool with me. Like he
sure.
was a cool dude. So we were bullshitting, and he had like made a comment about having cocaine on him, and I was like, that sucks, like whatever. And so we get to doing whatever we're doing. Well, they put us in a lockdown, and they start searching lockers, and I've never seen them do this before, other than this one time. They pull all of us out of our classroom and then go in with the dogs and search just our classroom with the dogs. And
Hmm.
they didn't find anything, but the guy, once we got in there, I was like, "Bro, do you like how did you not just get caught if you have it on you?" And he's like,
Yeah.
"It's in my boot, dude. The dogs didn't sniff us. They sniffed the in here or whatever." And I was like, "Okay." And I'm assuming that because it wasn't like a quiet thing. Like everybody knew that this kid was a
Yeah.
supposed coke dealer.
Sure.
So I bet you the school was like, "He's got it on him." But I don't know how they I don't know the reality of the actual story. I wasn't
Right.
included in any of his situation. I just sat next to him at that time, and that's the only time I talked to him.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well, that's very interesting. I'm I feel like the dog would have alerted if he did have some on him, even if they weren't sniffing
That's what I
him.
would think.
I guess I don't
Yeah,
know
like
the
you were.
extent of like drug dogs and how well they are able to sniff something out, but I feel like they probably would have got him. I
I have no idea.
that made me think of a different situation, which I'll have to ask details in order to see how your story would corroborate with this. My wife used to work at Disney World, and she would, go into work every day. She'd be walking in or whatever, and occasionally there'd be dogs there. Um, she doesn't do drugs or anything. She never was a concern of them. She loves dogs. She was just like, oh, cool, you know, dogs. They were working dogs. I'm pretty sure
Hmm.
cop dogs. Maybe they were just Disney dogs, but I'm pretty sure they were cop dogs. Because one day she's walking into work, and I I can't remember if it was a like a boss of hers or if it was a cop itself themselves. but they asked her, like, they approached her and was like, "Here, take this bag and like walk into the like just do your regular route, but like take this bag and just go in there." Um,
hmm
and then just the cop, the drug dog alerted on her and like
hmm
stopped her and was like, "Oh, she's got the drugs." I don't know if they like actually gave her drugs. I think I
hmm
remember asking her what they looked like, and I don't think it looked like drugs. I think they probably have like a training smell or something that they put on it or whatever.
It also
Um,
might have been some sort of gunpowder.
or
They were looking for guns, you know.
yeah, or gunpowder or something like that. Yeah, but yeah, that's the only time she's ever been stopped by a drug dog because they asked her basically to get stopped by it to train him, and he did his job. He did good.
I had a thought and then it disappeared.
The
It was a
last
good thought too.
the last topic that I had, and it's probably a short one. I don't know if you've seen it, but you know Scientology, right? The like weird.
Yes.
Who's the like main celebrity that everyone talks about? Is it like
Uh,
Tom
I
Cruise or
don't
whatever?
know. Maybe. I don't know
Okay.
that much about it, but I know what it is.
Well, there's some like celebrity who's like into Scientology. Hold on, I want to know who it is. It doesn't really matter, but I'm curious now. Scientology celebrities. None of these names. Oh, Tom Cruise. Yeah, Tom Cruise often cited as famous proponent promoting the religion at events. Tom Cruise, John Travolta, Elizabeth Moss, Giovanni Ribisi. Don't know who those are. But I know who Tom Cruise is. Anyway, Scientology. I don't know if you've seen this on social media. I came across it like a month ago, so I don't know if it's like a trend anymore. But really funny thing that the like youth was doing. They were doing Scientology sprints.
Wow, it's nice in here.
Are you committing misdemeanor? Yeah, you gotta get out.
Okay, I'll leave.
Get out.
So they would go to the main because the Scientology super like
Oh, I saw that
yeah
where they'd sprint through it and try and get it, see as how far they could get into the
yeah
Scientology
they
buildings.
they'd
I
record
saw
a
that.
yeah they'd record a video and just sprint into the Scientology building and see how far they could go and document as much as possible. And they're like oh new personal best deepest Scientology run. And that's just
Like
such a
Temple Run.
right, yeah, it's a temple run thing, and there's like very clearly in the video Scientology people like trying to stop them, but they're minors, so I think they're like doing their best to not like grab
hmm
them. So it's like
Yeah.
this weird like standoff thing, and I think if you're a minor and you're using your minor status to sprint into the Scientology building, that's fucking sick, and you deserve like a
That,
medal or
that's
something.
actually funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's hilarious. Yeah, very very good.
You saying that your wife worked at Disney World made me think of this, and I don't think we've ever told this story on here. But remember the time that we went to Six Flags for your wife's birthday, and I was fucking trashed.
Yeah, I was partially responsible for you being trashed. Yes.
Do we want to? Should we tell this story
I mean, we
from
can.
beginning to end?
I mean, we can.
So,
Sure. I mean, it's your fucking story. As long as you're comfortable sharing it, I don't care.
yeah, I mean, nothing too crazy happened. I think it's funny though.
Well,
Um,
the like the highlight to the story might be a little crazy, but yeah, continue.
um, so as I mean, it's probably pretty obvious. Me and Dom have been friends for a very long time.
Yeah.
Um, and his now wife was having a birthday, and we
Mm-hmm.
were all going to go to Six Flags,
Mm-hmm.
and I was not driving,
Mm-hmm.
so I acquired vodka and then
From
two
me,
Minute Maid
who was
bottles,
also not driving.
and um, and I got two Minute Maid bottles of lemonade, and I drank half of both of them, and I filled the other half with vodka.
Yes.
Um, and I'm pretty sure we had a bottle of something else at that point too, but I don't remember for sure.
Yeah.
But what I do remember is I finished both of those bottles of vodka in the,
I don't know.
or
What,
half bottles of vodka in the, what, hour and a half
50,
maybe ride? Yeah,
50 minutes
hour.
to an hour 15, something like that. I don't
Yeah,
remember how far it was.
ride to the theme park. And I do remember by the time we got there, I had to piss so bad that the only option was either I was going to piss right next to the car or I was going to piss in a Gatorade bottle. And I pissed in the fucking Gatorade bottle, which is
True.
terrible.
Yes.
But, so we get in. I remember being super fucking just
He-
lit up.
and I can testify he was lit up. Yes, absolutely.
Underage,
Yep.
not mind you.
Yep.
And so we get into the park, we get everything figured out, we go to the first ride, and I remember being on the back of the first ride, like, and just trying not to vomit, like just trying not to throw up. And finally we get off the ride, and I was like, okay, I'm good. I think we went and got a churro.
Probably.
And we're waiting in line for the next ride. And like at theme parks, they've got the rails that, like, as you go up the stairs, they got the rails on the stairs, but also the rails that you can lean against while you're waiting at ground level. We're sitting at ground level.
Yep.
And I get up on the banister or on the railing, and I'm just sitting there and we're talking, and then out of nowhere, back I go, like full just backwards.
It was
And
completely unprovoked. There was no like I don't even think he was laughing at the time, but he falls back off of the banister, and my wife is standing closest to him, and she grabs like his ankle, not even his leg, but like his ankle. So he's dangling
Yeah.
upside down while she's holding onto his ankle, completely 180'd upside down. It was a spectacle to see. And then I'm sure, I don't even remember because I was a little trash too. I don't remember if I helped you or not, but I'm sure I did after that. Then what happens?
So we make our way the up the stairs on the ride to go up to where you enter, and we're all standing there, and at this point it's probably 10 to 15 minutes later. Maybe not even. And I have completely forgotten about the fact that sitting at ground level, I just fell
Yeah.
almost, what I felt like was almost to my death. And we're now 4 stories up at least. We're
Yeah.
pretty high up.
Yeah.
And I go to jump on the railing to sit on the railing. And his now wife is like, "Get the fuck down. Get down now.
I'm
You're
pretty
done.
sure- I'm
Do
pretty
not
sure I
fucking
was
get up
also-
there."
I'm pretty sure I was also
Yeah.
grabbing you, not allowing you to
Yeah.
sit
You're like, "No, no,
down.
no, no, no,
yeah,
no."
no. That was I saw like a fast forward movie in my head of you jumping up on the fucking thing and falling backwards 4 stories to your death. It was horrible. But luckily we convinced you to not sit on the banister.
I also, well, one thing, good thing I wasn't to the drunk point where I wasn't gonna listen to anybody and
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna do it because you told me not to.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember trying to do that thing that's impossible while we were there, the like ladder climb where it's tied at one point at the top and
Oh,
one point at the
yeah.
bottom. And I was even like, I couldn't even make it to like the second fucking rung, dude. I was trash.
Yeah, the rest of the time was just a good drunk fun. But yeah, you did. If if you had not done it the first time and decided to jump up on the like sit on the banister the second time would being your first, like at 4
Mhm.
stories, I don't know if we would have stopped you and you might have fucking fallen. That would have been a real bad day for everybody.
Straight to my head.
But luckily you decided to do it at ground level first, so we discovered it was not good to let you do that. So yeah, it was pretty
We
fucked up.
went to the same theme park when I was in, like, for a trip or for a field trip in middle school or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And me and one of my really good friends almost missed the bus leaving the place because we stopped to get churros on the way.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Churros are good, man. Do you
I fucking love churros.
do you get sauce, like dipping sauce with them? Or do you just eat 'em
Yeah,
raw?
I like them in caramel.
Caramel?
Car-
Mm,
yeah, caramel.
caramel. No, say caramel like an
Um,
American.
I went to a music festival last year, and there was a stand there that had churros, and it was 4 churros that were about that long and like that thick. They were pretty good size.
Cool.
With like a dipping sauce, but they were filled with like cream cheese or something like that, or
Oh
like a
yeah,
cream
yeah.
cheese frosting. Ah, they were fucking good. I ate
That
like
does sound
4 baskets
delicious.
of them.
Hell yeah, that does sound good. I'm a chocolate guy on my churro. Pretty basic, but I like
That's yeah.
chocolate on my
I like
churros.
chocolate on a churro.
Yeah, yeah.
What's your go-to dessert?
If I could have any dessert,
Yeah. Well,
cannoli.
okay, here. Wait. What's your like if you could have any dessert, what would it be? But also like out of the basic desserts that are normally at like a party, what's your go-to that's normally on the table? 2 answers.
Well, all I'm Italian, and a lot of the people I'm around are Italian, so there's usually cannolis, and I
Yeah,
really
I
like
like me a
cannolis.
cannoli.
Yeah, I'm a big fan
Yeah.
of cannolis, but I feel like the average person's probably not exposed to cannolis as often as I am. So I'd say just like a chocolate chip cookie. I like a good chocolate chip cookie.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's your favorite? Is a cannoli your favorite?
cannoli is my favorite.
Like,
Yeah, and
okay.
I'm a total fucking disgrace to the Italian people because I do like chocolate more than pistachio. I still like pistachio, but I like chocolate more.
I can't. Every time I come home, I'm like, "Where's the cannolis at? What's going on? Where's the
Dude,
cannolis?"
dude, fucking fire. Love that shit.
Um, I'd say if I could choose any dessert, like any dessert at all, um, I really like creme brulee. Like I really do
Never
like it.
had
The
creme
crack in
brulee.
the top, it's pretty good. Yeah, if it's made right, it's really good.
Never had it.
Um, at like a party go to though would have to be um yeah, I'd say some sort of probably a sugar cookie over a chocolate chip cookie.
Really?
Um,
Okay.
mhm,
Okay. Now, do you like
yeah.
the like are you talking like a home cooked sugar cookie?
I'm just talking yeah, like that style of sugar cookie,
You
the
know,
white sugar cookie with the froth or with the fucking sprinkles on it, like the clear sprinkles.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I know. It's like it's basically just like like a sugar, like cranial sugar on top, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, do you like those Play-Doh cookies? That's what I call them. The fucking
When I was a kid, I loved them, but I've had them as an adult and they're not as good, but I also heard that the recipe is changed on them.
oh, maybe that's possible. But I have never liked them, and my wife loves them, and I give her shit for it all the time because I think that they're fucking trash. They're bad. You know what I'm talking about, right? The soft
Yeah,
white.
they come in like 6 and they've got different sometimes they got pink, sometimes like
Yeah, yeah,
during the 4th of July they'll
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, I know exactly what
All
you're
right,
talking
we're
about.
talking about the same thing then. Yeah, I don't. I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Those
Too much
used to be like
frosting.
my favorite type of yeah, those used to be like my favorite type of cookie, but they're just different now. They're not as good.
Hmm, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, close this out, Brian, because I have to take another fat piss.
Well, you need to tell us what's holding your mic up.
The same ones from last week. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Bro,
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
you
bad.
suck.
I'm horrible. I'm horrible. You know what? I'll splice in a video right here of me doing different ones, but that's the same ones from last week because I did not change them. The way that my wife has the VHS set up is bad, and it's a little bit of a pain in the ass to get them out because they're so stuffed into where they are that it's like I'm doing you know those like puzzles where you gotta like move blocks but they don't like come out, but you have to like move them
Mhm.
all into this. That's what I'm doing every time I need to get new VHSs. I'm doing that puzzle, and it's the always changing puzzle, so there's no method. So it's fucked up how I have to get them. So I didn't do it today, but I'll do better in the future.
Okay. I'm docking your pay this week though.
That's fine.
Oh, alrighty then. Well, that has been this week's episode of the Blowhole. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's anybody listening, if you made it all the way here, please give us a follow on our socials: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, where you can listen to this. Also, we got TikTok, Twitter, X, Instagram, all the good shits, Pinterest, and soon to be OnlyFans, I guess.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so another episode, another day. I hope you guys have a good one, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Bye. Poo Poo Fart Jizz Podcast.